The smarter you are, the harder it is to find love. Stay tuned.
She feels happy when she's around him. The guy that never cares is the guy that always wins. Never showing love, even sleep with all her friends. But she always forgives every time and time again. He makes her smile, the sex is perfect. That's the reason she get hurt and feel she
Welcome back to the
deserves it
Anthony
every
Spade
time
channel.
he comes
Before we get
around.
started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the smarter you are, the harder it is to fall in love. And the reason why I say that is, believe it or not, love is actually for dumb people. Think about it. Look how dumb it makes you when you're in it. Look at all the stupid mistakes when you're in it. Look at everything that comes with it. None of it enhances your life. All right? Now, you have some guys out there, right? They may be like, man, I met this girl and she made me the better version of myself because it cost me to work harder. You're right. You paid for her psychologically, which caused you to work harder physically in order to make the money because you wanted her. In order for you to do that, there had to be a slight touch of her not even liking you at all to make you want to work as hard. It's something that you have to think about as well. So you have to understand, I always say this, love is just you accepting the negative traits of someone, regardless of what they do. I've always said that. That's what love is, because when you fall out of love, all those little things that you used to put up with, you use that collectively, emotionally collective, to break up with them and leave them for good. So everything that you do get away with, you no longer tolerate it. And that's when you fall out of love. So understand that. Understand that. If you could take a person's negative traits, you really love them. If you cannot take their negative traits, then you don't love them. You could define this with friendship as well. Look at some of your friends. How many of your friends do you look at and be like, man, I don't even like being around that dude, but we cool though, because I don't want to be a person that ain't got no friends. So I'd rather have friends with a little bit of niceness than ones that I just don't trust. And look at the ones that you really, really do trust. The ones that you really, really do trust, or the ones that you really, really love. Even in friendships, you let them get away with a lot of stuff. Even if they backstab you, even if they talk to you funny in front of other people, you still forgive them. Why? Because you're in love. So understand, your beta male trait as a man causes you to fall in love and to love people before you get hurt and you learn the knowledge. So when you start learning that knowledge, a lot of guys, when they learn the knowledge, they also learn how to be better financially. And then the more money you make financially and the knowledge that you gain, the more you start to look back and say, hey, am I really ready for a family? Am I making enough family? So you'll go through that process of thinking, right? But then you're going to come to those psychological roadblocks. That's what we're going to talk about today. Those psychological roadblocks as to why the smarter you get, the harder it is to fall in love. Stay tuned. First, when you start getting smart, you start attracting a lot of fixer-uppers. What do I mean a lot of fixer-uppers? You attract a lot of women that have been broken and been in and out of bad relationships. You know what I'm saying? They start to gravitate towards you because you start to walk around with the psyche of a leader. A lot of broken people always gravitate towards the leader because broken people don't know what to do with themselves, and a stern person shows signs of confidence. So a lot of people like to gravitate towards smart men because smart men start to be stern. You get a lot of fixer-uppers. One thing about these fixer-uppers is they can never match you intellectually. So it's like, she's there to be your servant. She's there to cater to you. She's there to do that. But she does more harm to your psyche if she's unable to spot your weaknesses and help you get better as a man. That's what a lot of smart guys face, is you become too smart for the girls that are actually going to walk into your life and allow you to be the leader. You'll be able to lead them, but turning around and trying to teach them to catch up with your intellect is going to be a problem. Next, you have a lot going on. All right. The smarter you get, the more you have to fill your brain with more knowledge. The more constructive your mindset has to be, the more constructive you have to be physically. So the smarter that you get, the more you have going on, right? But women don't have that much going on. So they spend more time indulged into the drama. So when you actually get smart, you get on your purpose, you start doing things. When you start being around girls, you'll understand they don't have a life. Even if they got a little job, outside that job, it goes back to drama. It goes back to pettiness. It goes back to gossip with women. Women never have dreams. Men have to give them a dream. So when you become smarter, you fill your life up with dreams that when you see a woman, her side conscious mind is gossip. Her side conscious mind is just petty stuff, mood swings. Then you gravitate away from her, because believe it or not, she'll start to look at you like, he's out of my league, which is true. You have to understand, women naturally need a man that's just going to throw themselves at them, always show them attention, always do this, because nowadays they got a sucker to do it. So when they come across a guy like you that have a lot going on and you really ain't got the time to indulge into the gossip, it makes it harder for you to connect to her, because you're going to always look at her as being immature. When a woman is immature and she goes from looking like a partner to looking like a daughter, then you're ready to get rid of her. Next, you're not scared to be alone. That's probably the greatest gift that smart people learn, is being alone, because it's the ultimate gift. Alone allows you to evaluate your entire life. When you're constantly surrounded by people, you're constantly going to be distracted with other people's moods. You're going to constantly be distracted from other people's emotions and words, because you're too indulged into the world. That's why people who can't put their phone down, honestly, if a person can't really put their phone down, you shouldn't be around them. I'm not going to lie to you. I put my phone down for 5 hours out of the day just to not look at it, just to keep my brain clear so I don't turn into a bot. The moment you turn into a bot, it's over for you. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these women nowadays, they're robots, the same way a lot of you guys, you're robots. The algorithm knows exactly what words to trigger you. It knows exactly how to get your brain going. And people that are not bots, that are on the outside, that can think clearly, we can see how computers have you hypnotized. So we know the effects of backing away from the internet, staying away from it, allowing our mind to clear up, and then come back into the internet. Most of these women nowadays, they cannot put that phone down. And you want to know what it is? The sad part about it is, it's like women need you to be around them, but then they act like they don't need you. They need you to be around them, then they act like they don't need you. You have to understand, the internet has taken complete control over their brain. The smarter you get, the dumber they get. Next, last but not least, you know what you want. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. I have an incel stock trading friend, right? White guy, really skinny. He has a beautiful wife and he has 3 kids. You know, he wasn't really aware of my channel like that. He just started watching my channel recently and he called me. You know what I'm saying? And he was telling me like, hey man, I think my girl is practicing hypergamy on me. What's hypergamy? He never really heard of it. You know what I mean? He's never really indulged into my channel like that. So I told him, I'm like, that's when a woman is using you for your money to level up. So he told me, he says, yo, look at me, man. I'm ugly. I'm skinny. Girls are not going to like me, but I'm rich. So he said, I'll say this. If I was to settle, he told me, if I was to settle for me just being skinny and bony and sat in my depression, I would not have a beautiful wife right now. Even though I know my woman wants me for my money, one thing that I can say is I have a very beautiful wife and I've had 3 beautiful kids with that beautiful woman while she was at her best. And he said, that's what matters to me, because the average guy who is ugly and skinny, they just sit around in depression. They don't do anything about it. So he's telling me his reality is he wanted that out of life. He worked hard to get the money and he ain't afraid that he paid for it. He even told me that him and his wife are planning on having 2 more kids, so they have a total of 5. But a lot of you guys, you could do the same thing. You could get out here, you could chase your dreams, you could get on top of your game, and you may get to the point where you have so much money where you're just like, man, fuck it. You can use me for my money, but you're not getting it all. You know what I'm saying? All to make yourself happy. The smarter you get, the more you can design your life emotional lists and not
Today's
take
song
too
is
many
about
things personal.
why
It's
women
just
don't
that a
know
lot
what
of
a
you
real
guys
man
get too
is.
smart for your own good. And it
They
makes it
think
hard
they
for
get
you
to the
to
bad
even be
boys.
around anyone. Right?
Let's
This
go.
is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you
She
guys
don't
were able to
really
get the
know
message.
what a man
Comment,
is.
like,
She
subscribe
lose.
at the
That's
end
when
of the
she go
video.
and grab a stand.
Hasta la.
She don't really know what a man is if she lose him. That's when she go and grab a stand in. Cause she don't really know what a man is if she lose him. That's when she go and grab a stand in. She feels happy when she's around him. The guy that never cares is the guy that always wins. Never showing love, even sleep with all her friends. But she always forgives every time and time again. He makes her smile.